So, moment, my topic for today. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So, I promised that I'll be coming live this from next week. Things I've seen since last week. My topic for today is miracle is from God, not why I said I mentioned this topic. It brings me about what we see today. Like that, but luck just happens, not knowing that almost all these things are from God, both the magic, both the luck is permitted by God. Like this earth is literally controlled by God, because if you look at it, yes, the devil himself is the king of this world, but the owner of this world is eventually God. Anyhow you want to put it, the owner of this world is eventually God. And it gives us a leverage to understand that as children of God, we are the owners of this world. Apparently, if you look at not minding the situations that are puffed up around us, when we say things are happening the way they're happening, why is it that God leaves things to just happen the way it's happening? So these things will make us believe in some kind of things that okay, these people they call they control the world, not even. But one thing we need to understand that God is not after his business is not after money or wealth. There is law for this money. There's law for miracles. There's law for everything. Sometimes you find out somebody that doesn't worship God, like if you look at the Western world, you see everything is going well for them. You look at the African side, the third world, you find out that these nations are suffering. In Africa, they are suffering. It's as if nothing is going well. But when you go to the West, where they don't even believe in God that much, you find out that they're actually moving fine. And you start asking yourself, is there God? When you go to those Western places, you start asking yourself, is there God? And sometimes, but the actual truth is that there is God. Africa has made it look as if worshiping God is all about making wealth. If you don't make money, if you don't have money, God is not answering your prayer. To, we or people around the pastor should make people understand that the business of God is not about money. It's about the soul. And God Himself has even given like laws that will obey. There are laws that you obey that money will come for you. If, like, for example, if you work, they say, like, if you look at Proverb and Ecclesiastes, it talks about that if you work, money will come. If you add value, if you create value, money will come. So you can't go and say you go to church from Monday till Sunday and you be speaking in tongues or praying and you expect money to come. It's not possible. Money can't come by speaking in tongues, by praying, by going to church every day, by sweeping the church, by going cleaning everywhere in the church. No. The law for money is create value. Create value. That's the law for money. If you want to make money, you create value. At least have something that the other person needs. Learn something that Mr. A needs. Okay, Mr. B has a handwork of carpenter. And just like Jesus Christ, he also created value when he was on earth. He worked to raise money for himself, some ways or like that. Because if you look at it, he was working with his father. His father is a carpenter. So, like we also, we are advised to work, because one sweet thing about work is that when we work, we keep ourselves busy. We don't have time for let's say unnecessary things. For example, if you can say it's still the same proverb, say an idle man is the devil's workshop. Fine. Devil's workshop, fine. Because it makes us understand that miracle, as my topic says, miracle comes from God. It comes when we obey those laws that God keeps. Like every law that God asks us to obey, there is a blessing attached to those laws. As a believer, you need to provide for your family. Provide for your family. You go to work, you provide them food, just as somewhere in Ephesians say that, or somewhere in Apostle, Acts of the Apostles say, you don't, that a man that cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. That that place is, like say, will not have happiness in his house. You understand? Well, if we go out, because we have learned something, we create value and we work, then bring money back to our homes and train our children the way the Lord wants us to train them, in the way He has listed up on the, like His outlines, the way you should do your distance, then happiness will come, money will come. A man who goes to go and learn a work, like Proverbs say that the man who diligently learned, like learn his art, that is diligent in learning his art, that guy will sit among kings and priests, prince. You understand? This is trying to make us understand that when we diligently learn things, if it's handwork or business or whatever we are going to learn, that money will come. We will sit among prince. People will meet us. So let's don't have this ideology of saying we are going to church, we are praying, and maybe some pastors or some people will deceive us and say something like, miracle money, this one, that one. Pray for miracle money. Somebody, you have 10 million naira in your account, you have $10 million in your account in the next 2 weeks, giving us false prophecies, and we'll be screaming, shouting, Amen. And maybe after 3 months, 1 year, that thing did not come, that money did not come. We'll just find our way to the next, what do I call it, road that leads us to nowhere. If chasing the right thing, according to that thing, happen. Miracle happen according to laws. You understand? It's just like when you say something like, if you have faith and you tell this mountain, move, that this mountain is going to move. Is a practical of it. You believe, you didn't doubt, you go work for it. Mountain can be okay, you have a debt to pay. Let's use that mountain as debt. There is a problem you have to solve, there is something you have to conquer, and what do you do? What do you do? You have faith that you will solve that problem. What will you do? You go out, you go and work, you look for a job, you look for a skill, you learn, you work. You understand? You work. When you save, continue saving, gradually, you end up solving that problem. If it's a money problem, you end up solving it. You have one certain time my family was in debt of, call it 7.5 million naira debt. debt in a business they did. What did we do? Did we go to church and go and be shouting? That was around 2017 to 16. Did we go to church and go and be shouting, telling pastors to prophesy to us or going? No. What did we do? We somehow another value. You understand? We create another value, started working, started looking for means of paying that, and we end up paying off those things. End up paying it. How? This is a tropical example of faith. You understand? This is a tropical example of faith. Hereby, we believe that we are going to pay that debt, and we entered into work. We worked. You understand? Everybody put in his value to that notion, and when we worked, end up, we paid it. We paid it. So if we will look at ourselves and understand that God is after the value of our soul, by keeping the commandment. Look at, if we keep commandments, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not take what does not belong to you, thou shalt always go to the house of the brethren, like to the church, thou shalt partake of the sacraments, thou shalt do other things. You understand? Which he has that I thyself, thou shalt provide for thy family. All these things are commandments. If you keep to it, I'm telling you the truth, there will be a massive breakthrough. Miracles will happen. Thou shalt pay your tithe. Thou shalt help the needy. You will end up having miracles. You understand? You end up having miracles. Thou shalt walk. Thou shalt not be lazy. You shall end up making money. You shall save. You should also invest, because even somewhere in Ecclesiastes, someone said that if you invest, that the coming year that you also do what, have returns. Somewhere in the book of yes, Ecclesiastes. So let's leave this whole thing that has made some of our believers to change. They have changed to maybe another thing. Some of them stop going to church. Some of them say there's nothing. All these things are scam. It's because of all these things. It's just because of it. So I want to make it a kind of make people understand that miracle happens when we keep to laws. It happens. Miracles do happen when we keep to laws. That miracle doesn't just jump from up and hit the ground. It's not. It's not. It doesn't just happen that way. So this is. I'm trying to make people understand that miracle is from God, except miracle will happen to us, and miracle is from God, and it will happen if if we we obey laws. So that's just it. I won't stay much today because I want to do some certain things, and maybe before today ends, I'll be coming up online also. I'll be coming up online. So I thank you all for those who liked, those who shared, and those who also contributed last week on our topic. So I really want to thank you for the participation, and also my videos which I have been posting posting is out there also. Those videos are prayer videos. They're not just ordinary videos, they are just prayer videos for strength, for protection, for everything. So thank you. Thank you.